This is gonna be terrible.
How do you get rich in crypto? Nope, it's not by finding the next 1000x shitcoin no one's heard of. Well, it might not sound sexy, but just buy the blue chip alts and don't make this mistake. So in this video, I'm sharing exactly how I just lost thousands of dollars in crypto, so you don't have to. Besides that, we'll break down where we are in the cycle, why Altseason hasn't started yet, what blue chip alts like Doge or XRP are signaling, and last but not least, one of my top secret under the radar alt picks for a 10x this year. Whether you're a beginner or already investing, these lessons can literally save your portfolio. Let's get it. After what seems like a million years, I'm back in action. I'm here on Binance. I'm looking at the loans section. Binance actually is one of my very favorite centralized platforms for taking out crypto loans. Interest rates do fluctuate. Right now they're super low. Here at 1.87, here 3.5, about 4% there. But I mean, I've seen them as high. They do fluctuate. I've seen them as high as like 8%, 9%. But usually there's something in between, maybe 4, 5, 6%, something like that. What I've done, my mistake was being overconfident in the direction of the market. So yes, cryptos have been going down, overall. Me and a lot of other of you OGs in the space know that this is definitely not the end. Bull markets don't end with everyone being fearful and saying, oh, the top is in, it's over, without even having a glimpse of excitement and everyone shouting, what used to be Lambos and O-face YouTuber thumbnails and going to the moon and, everyone hearing from their Uber driver to their hairdresser, someone who was, maybe like an old high school buddy you haven't heard from in like 20 years, or that third cousin who you barely keep in touch with. Oh, hey, I think you're Bob. You're into crypto, right? So, well, yeah. Which one should I invest in? Is it Doge? I mean, Doge now is over $1, but I watched a YouTube video. It's going to go to $10. You think I should buy it? Right? So that kind of shit is exactly when you need to GTFO. And we have not had that moment. Okay, we have not had that moment, which gives me a lot of confidence to say this bull market is not over. For all, this hasn't even begun, with a few exceptions. But right, so we've got our new all-time high in Bitcoin when that came in a few weeks ago. ETH barely squeezed in a new all-time high a couple weeks ago, but let's say it basically double top from its former all-time high around, give or take 4,800. Got immediately rejected. But ETH essentially has not broken into into extended price discovery the way Bitcoin has, and we really need the ETH price discovery like pump to say holding above 5,000 and continuing on, holding for more than a few minutes or a couple hours. We need it for a few days and continuing on, into 5,200 and 5,500 and 6,000. We need that kind of crazy price discovery for ETH. In order to set off alt season. And people kind of see that historically. I mean, it's not just me saying it. You can look at every 4-year cycle we've had. It's really that so Bitcoin is the first mover. It's the gold, right? Gold makes its first move, just like in the precious metals markets. Then silver and the other metals catch up. Well, it's the same thing with crypto. Bitcoin makes a move first, then Ethereum, as the silver to Bitcoin's gold, will make the next move. So Ethereum then goes into price discovery, and then finally, after Ethereum has established its new higher high price and continues, right, not getting immediately rejected, which is what happened recently. But when Ethereum continues, then and only then do people see the green light and kind of safe to go wild and crazy speculating on all kinds of altcoins, for the first, like the blue chip cryptos, whether just think again, top 10, top 20, top 50, and then further down the list. So we first have our Doge, our XRP, XLM, AVAX, Solana. Then it'll cascade down the list with the gains getting even bigger and bigger as we go on, but lasting shorter and shorter. A little quick summary of how the crypto bull markets or alt seasons work. And, if you blink, before you know it, it's gone. But to backtrack, we have not had that. We have not had anything close to that yet. We've had Bitcoin move in the price discovery. We've had ETH just, barely make an all-time high, but we have not had that final blowout, like fireworks, everyone's getting rich, Bitcoin's going to $1 million again, we're all buying Lambos moment. We have not had that, not even close to that. We haven't. So that's why I'm so confident. So the mistake I made was, being, I guess you could say, overconfident, and knowing that because this hasn't happened yet, my mistake was getting overconfident and saying, okay, I know we haven't had that alt season. I want to put in more money into alts, especially like blue chips that are no-brainers. Again, like XRP, Doge. We know that these are going to go much higher. Especially something like Doge that hasn't even had a real breakout. I mean, yeah, it touched 40 cents a few months ago, and since then it's been wobbling around 25 cents, like very, very boring. Where its all-time high was over 70 cents. So, Doge, and I use Doge as like the perfect example because it always hits a new all-time high. It consistently hit an all-time high in every single bull season. And of course, it has some of the best chart history because it's been around the longest. And, taking that as an example, we know, because it hasn't even gotten close to its all-time high from 2021, the Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live, Doge to the moon bullshit. When that happened, yeah, Doge everyone thought it was going to $1, and that's why they FOMO'd in at 60 and 70 cents, and then we basically had the end of the bull market. So we haven't even gotten close to there, and this is really the time, everyone, when I firmly believe Doge will break that dollar mark and go much further. But first things first, I mean, I'm trying to be conservative here. I'm not even waiting till Doge hits $1. Hey, if Doge just hit, 40 or 50 cents, I at least lighten my position and take a little bit of profit off the table, because at that point, everything would be profit. And obviously let the majority of my bag ride. Many of the other alts are in the same boat as Doge, that they haven't gotten close to their all-time high. Other ones some DeFi stuff. I mean, don't even get me started about gaming and metaverse type cryptos. I mean, those are totally in the blood basement, as Francis Hunt of Market Sniper likes to say. So now we get to my mistake. So, and what I did wrong, what you can learn. So I was thinking, all right, well, I'm pretty much all in at this point. I've invested all I possibly can in cryptos, but I know deep in, because of this, Doge example, and because Ethereum hasn't even gone into real price discovery, we have much higher to go over let's say the next few months or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out loans on my cryptos. I start out by taking, a little bit of loans, I don't know, 10%, 20%, maybe up to 30%. Loan to value. Let's say, as an example, if I have $100 of Doge and then I take out a $30 loan, that would be a 30% loan to value on the Doge. And then I take that $30, let's say I get it in stable coin. So I get $30 in USDC. I take that $30 and I just buy $30 more of Doge. Okay. So now I have $100 of Doge locked up in a loan at a 30% loan to value, with an extra $30 on top to sweeten the pot. And that's actually relatively safe. Safe is a relative term in crypto, but with something like Doge and its established price history, again, it's in the top, I think it's in the top 5. I don't know. It's definitely one of the top large cap cryptos. It's not going away. I was like, okay, so Doge would have to dip 70% for me to get liquidated. At this point in the cycle, that's not going to happen because it's not even close to halfway up its all-time high. So that's fine. And actually, I would, as my non-financial advice, would recommend for those who have been in this, crypto investing for, I don't know, definitely more than a year, and you feel like you have a good handle, you're not, if you're comfortable and you want to add to your stack a little bit, you could consider maybe anywhere between a 10 to 30% loan off your collateral. Especially, maybe don't take loans off the gaming coins and low caps. But again, if you're If you have like XRP, you have Doge, you have Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, you know, the OGs that have been in the space a long time. So something that's been established for several years. One of the large caps is very solid chart and price history. Yeah, if you want to take a small loan off that and then add more to your crypto stack, if you don't have more cash to throw in, I think that's okay. All right, and that's what I was doing. But now, if you look here on and this is in my Binance account, you see the loan to value is much higher than 20 or 30%. I mean, it's even more than 50%. It's on some of these it's over 68%. Meaning I get a margin call at 85%. I mean, that's more like a warning than anything. But then liquidation at 91. So the crypto, and see, this is a Filecoin here, right? So with my Filecoin loan, which is a pretty volatile crypto to begin with, if it goes just a little bit higher than 20% down from here, it would be, if you know, at 91%. So once, 60, 70, 88. So let's say it goes over 23% down from here, from the current price, it would go bye-bye, and that would be it. My mistake. I got overconfident in these alts, and over the last few months, as let's say the altcoins, as altcoins have been trending down, gotten greedy. So I've been taking out more loans and adding to my stack, especially added to the ones that I'm super confident in. Again, mention the same ones like XRP, Stellar Lumens, and then I even added some to ones that are more speculative, more risk to reward, but still have been around for several cycles, like Theta, Horizon, Zen, and I've done a video on that. I could link to that in this description. Zen is super undervalued right now, and it has a limited supply. It's a really great risk to reward at the moment. And even though I still firmly believe I will be vindicated in the end, and these cryptos are going to go ridiculously high, let's say before the end of this year, the risk before that happens, I've been listening to a lot of analysts, include the ones I subscribe to, and just some of my favorites on YouTube. And all of them more or less are saying, okay, we're getting close to the, let's say, local bottom right now, but there's still a good chance we go lower. So what was the low we hit yesterday? Bitcoin hit, was in the 107K range, give or take. Now it popped up a little bit, but we're not out of the woods yet. That could at least go down to 106, 105,000, maybe 104, 103,000 to kind of liquidate those leverage longs that have piled up. And in doing that, the altcoins could possibly drop more. Now maybe they don't, but maybe they will. Bitcoin could go as low as, let's say, around 100K. Personally, I don't think it will. I don't think it'll go quite that low, because people see, people are eyeballing 100K as a big psychological number. So it'll probably just go slightly above. Again, it could be 102K, 103, 104K, something like that. Just a guess. But no matter what the exact number is, there's a good chance that Bitcoin, and then with it the rest of the crypto market, can drop slightly lower. And with my loan to value so high, I don't need it to go even that much lower for these loans to be in major danger. Decent amount of crypto kind of stuck in these different loans on Binance here. And here, so you see Theta, HBAR, Zen, Stellar, File, what else I got? XRP, AVAX, Algorand. This is a risky gaming coin, which I would not recommend buying. 20%, I have over 20% on some of these, is a little bit of breathing room. So it could drop by 20%. Again, that would be a little close for comfort, but my Theta loan, 64 loan to value. So if it went up to, let's say, 84%, if it dropped down 20, I would still be okay. Although it might be hard to sleep at night because liquidation is at 91%. Biting the bullet moment this morning, and I said, all right, well, here I am. I've got to face reality here. if it looks like there's a good chance crypto drops a little lower or Bitcoin drops a little lower, and with it the alts, I need to have more than like a fucking 10% or more, even more than a 15% buffer on some of these alts, because even if it's a quick, let me try to snap again. Hold on. A quick wick that gets gobbled up in a few minutes, it's still, that doesn't matter. Bye bye entire position, and I'm not willing to face that. So you can see here. So I am more comfortable with something like this. This is XRP. You see, it has a liquidation price of below $2. Right now, it's at, what is it, $2.80, give or take. So I do not think that XRP is going to go anywhere that low. Maybe it wicks down to $2.50, maybe $2.40, maybe $2.30, but I do not think it's going to get anywhere even close to $2. Excuse me. So I feel a little bit okay, better with that. But still, like, just for, to be able to sleep at night and just to be totally safe, especially if you've never done loans before, I think loans can be a really great thing to maximize the potential if you have a good sense of where the market is going. But again, do not do this if you're a beginner. And if you do want to dabble into it, I really would, strongly recommend keeping your loan to value below 30% if at all possible. Okay, if it's like 35%, whatever. But you get my point. The higher you go, the more risk you take. Here on Avalanche, my liquidation price is $16. Right, so it's like, okay, that's still okay. It hasn't gotten that close to even $20. What is it, at $23, $24 per Avalanche right now? So it's like, let's say on a wick it gets down to $20, maybe $19. It's still going to be close, but still, it's far away from $16 per Avalanche, and I'm okay with that risk right now. So, yep, I took a little bit of a loss today as I sold at a loss. I sold all the, some of, let's say 10, 15% of all my positions here, all of my loans on Binance to get back to that 20% plus buffer of loan to value versus the liquidation price. Because that's what I'm currently comfortable with, based on the fact that, admitting there's a good chance Bitcoin has another further drop to go before we actually stabilize and bounce higher to kick off alt season. Probably at this point won't start till October, and then the real exciting fireworks and oh my God, we're all getting rich kind of stuff will happen. Let's say by late October into November, December should be the real exciting, and that's when we really are getting rich, and we really should GTFO. But that's still a few months away. Right now, I just got to survive. I got to hang in there in case these alts drop more, which looks like, we are getting close to the bottom, and definitely would not sell a single cent if I didn't have these loans. I would just hang in there. That's one thing I've learned with my years of experience is that, I've been talking a lot, is that I have zero fear when it comes, especially to these established cryptos, the blue chips in the top 20, top 50. The vast majority will be totally fine and just pop back up when Bitcoin does. Now, I say the vast majority. It doesn't mean everything will. There's no guarantees, like the Luna fiasco we had a few years ago. Luna, what was it, in the top 5 or top 10? It was one of the most popular cryptos in the entire space. And it just literally went to zero. So that just shows you can't trust everything. But for the most part, if you're diversified and you have especially you concentrate your investments in the top cryptos that have been around for several cycles, you're probably going to do just fine. I really wouldn't care if they dropped, tomorrow went down a huge amount. I wouldn't even blink. Except for the fact that I have these loans. I have a liquidation threshold now. The difference between taking out loans to leverage your crypto that way versus actually just leverage trading crypto, 3x, 5x, 10x, what have you. That was a lot of rambling. I hope this video helped and that you learned from my mistakes and you don't take anywhere near the the large amount of loans that I have in terms of, well, percentage-wise, that your loan-to-value stays well below 50%. I mean, I might even, looking at this, I might even consider selling a little bit more of some of these at a loss. Like, I don't know. I don't think Stellar Lumens is going to get below 30 cents. But still, I mean, that's kind of getting really close, right? Or Filecoin. It hasn't dropped below, what, $1.96 in a few months. I don't know, was it since April or since June or something? So I still think 1.72 is pretty safe, but you know, you really never know with crypto. If you keep your loan to value well below 50%, you won't even have to think about this stuff. So that's my word of warning. Hope this video helped. Definitely ask me any question. If you're taking out loans, let me know. How are you doing it? Do you have a favorite loan platform you use? I have a few others I might make some videos on later. But yeah, Binance is kind of my favorite right now for a centralized exchange, just because it's so easy to use with the repay function, adjusting the loan to value, which I can go through more detailed in another video. And obviously, it's one of the most trusted. Binance has been around for years. It's like, what, #1 like globally in the world, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is outside of the US. And last but not least, if you made it this far in the video, I want to reward you with something. So comment below with your favorite, you know what? Let's make it fun. Your favorite animal. Tell me your favorite animal, and I will reward you with something awesome. Okay, just comment below with your favorite animal. Join the Discord. I'll be keeping that up. Ask me any question you'd like there. I'm a professional crypto consultant, so I've helped people with all kinds of crypto related stuff. So you can literally ask me. You're getting, you know, for free. I'm literally charging nothing, not selling anything, just because I love helping others. You can just go in and then, you know, meet other people into crypto as well. Well, my mouth is getting really tired of talking. I need to drink some water. So have an awesome rest of your day, and see you in the next one.